Child sponsorship is a way to match up donors and recipients that tends to result in a lot of really good pledge partners who feel really good about their giving. It's a very data intensive model. There are very few systems in the market that actually are designed for child sponsorship. Denari happens to be one of them. We start with the profile of the donor. There are many fields available to describe the recipient. We call it a child, even though we're not necessarily talking about a child. You can have an ongoing list of types. It could be teenagers, young children. We've seen some situations where they're actually sponsoring adults. There's one that has a women's program for certain parts of the world where women have maybe lost their spouse and their ability to support themselves is very limited. So I'll call it child sponsorship, but in reality it's any kind of sponsored name. How we address the person, first name, last name, contact name, search string. We do have a unique code, so that's the child's ID, and also a unique ID within the program. So for example, if you had an orphanage and you have one in this village and one in the village 50 miles down the road, then in each village they would have child number 1, child number 2, so that there's that nice flow of the data back and forth. There are many, many fields here. The point is that it is quite well developed. We've worked with large organizations, we've worked with consultants, as well as some small ones. The gist of the screen is that if you need it, there's a place to put it. Many dates, photos, if you're going to print a photo card to be able to distribute, we can profile the person with all their demographics, education, grade, progress. Each example allows you to define your own list of choices. Further down the screen, we see some system-related activity checked out to. Sometimes you want to check a folder of a child out to an artist program. Maybe you have a musician that's doing a concert, and during kind of the intermission they said, hey, I want to talk to you about something really important, and that is children in India. And did you know they don't even have clean water? And for $32 a month, you can help one of these wonderful, lovely children. They'll put up a slide presentation. And I was at a concert where they did this, and they sold a lot of sponsorships. That's called checked out to. System statuses available and sponsored, previously sponsored, dropped. This can be put under system control, or you can manually adjust it. Multi-sponsor capability, many, many details. The idea is that sponsorship is not an afterthought. It's something we've built in from the very beginning. And again, fully integrated with all the other activities. Now, one of the things in recent years that's very exciting is integration with online communities. In other words, I want to sponsor that child off the web. We allow you to put in special pieces of data here to allow for their story to be told on the internet at whatever level you're wanting to do. The key then is to be able to select the child you want and get the ones that are available and not get the ones that shouldn't be seen. Every page related to online communities can be customized and can be made to fit the way you want your organization to work. The fields that are searched on are under your control. Age, gender, and community is what this particular organization wanted to show. Well, let's see, I'd like, how about an elementary school age kid? And we'll see if they have any girls in that category. I don't care what community. And so let's see what we get here. So it's literally searching the database right up to the second. There we go. If a name is sponsored, it won't be available anymore. So now I select this one, and I get the more detailed explanation about the child, shows all their demographics, and again, every page can be customized to fit the way you want it to look. You want to show more, you want to show less, that's your business. We work with you, very, very flexible. Frankly, the Denari implementation is pretty good stuff. I think you'll find that the largest of organizations don't do any better than this. Then we have the pledge amount. There will be a minimum here, and the minimum is a system default. What's a sponsorship? There is also a new feature that allows for overriding the amount for that particular child. Say you had a handicapped child, and that child was $100 a month, then you'd be able to make it where when that child came up, it would be the larger amount. And how they want to pay for it, credit card, bank draft, and then on it goes with standard e-commerce. There's also the ability to segment and to move the data around. We call that the sponsored name segmenter. With the sponsored name segmenter, you create whatever group you're wanting. And it's a query, where you can rerun it in the future. In selecting the children that fit, we have essentially every field available. Status and codes and distance to school and handicap and region, so that you can identify just that exact group of children that you're wanting. Once again, very large screen because there are so many pieces of data about the children. Once you've selected the list, what do you want to do with it? And this is kind of cool. There are actions that can be done. Put on hold. When the tsunami occurred a few Christmases ago, there were entire villages that were wiped out. There were other ones where communication was lost. There's quite a difference there. If you're sitting here in the United States or Canada and you're trying to figure out what's up with that community and you don't know, probably the way it's going to work is that you'd first want to put that community on hold because you don't even know if anybody's even there anymore. Once you establish communication and you know what the status is, then you might want to take them off hold. So you'll notice that put on hold is one of the global features you can do. Take off hold is another one. You can also check out to an event. Maybe you're having a speaker who's going to an event. There's one I heard of recently called Johnny and Friends. That is a organization that works with handicapped people. Maybe someone's going to that and said, give me 25 children that are handicapped. I want to take them with me, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to see if we can get them sponsored. Okay, I'll give you 25 of them. So in this way, the sponsored name segmenter leverages the many things that you want to do with that child sponsorship pledge. The key thing with child sponsorship is that it's not only fundraising, it's a pledge, it's an ongoing financial commitment, but it's also a lot of communication that piggybacks, that connects that donor to the child. That thread of emotional connection is what we're after, and the Denari sponsorship module understands that and integrates it very well.